Oh,
I think
hello.
I might have had an internet hiccup.
Yes,
Right,
stream is
okay.
gone.
Yeah, stream crash.
Stream is back up again. It might not quite have reached YouTube and Twitch yet, but it's back to it's back on restream. Alright, that seems to be about connected to the stream. Sophia has noticed we're back. If anyone's on YouTube, could you let them know that? Well, actually, it might be a new.
Already done it.
Okay, thank you. I didn't see that pop up. I saw Sophia's message, but right.
Oh yeah, it's because you won't see the YouTube link now because it's there. I've just put the actual link in.
I have one person watching on YouTube. That's not very many. Okay, I think you could probably. Well, I was going to say you could unpause, but actually there's nobody watching yet, so maybe we should give it a moment. Yeah, that's probably all right. I think it might have reached that point in the summer where I need to reboot the router before I start streaming, because I feel like last year I'm sure there were issues with the router, and it's sometimes failing during streams. So I started rebooting it before a stream when it got hot, and that seemed to solve the problem. So I should probably start doing that again.
Oh, due to heat, you mean? Wow.
Well, it seemed correlation may or may not be causation. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
But last summer, I definitely had issues with the router crashing, or my internet dropping and then coming back, like it just did. And I started rebooting the router before streaming, and it got better. And then I haven't bothered doing that over the winter, and that has seemed to be okay. So
Ready to unpause?
Yes, please.
It shouldn't be a heat thing, but heat might make it worse. Because if anything, a reboot is going to heat it up more. Slightly.
Yeah, true. But there seemed to be a related problem in there. Anyway, what I was saying before I got so rudely interrupted by my internet apparently failing, is that yes, I need to make rocket fuel, which means I need light oil and I need solid fuel. And I looked at the recipes for making solid fuel, and we've got from petroleum gas, it takes 20 petroleum gas, or you can make it from 10 light oil, or from 20 heavy oil. You can make 20 petroleum gas from 30 light oil, so it's better to use the light oil to make it. However, there is a risk that if you're making lots and lots of rocket fuel or solid fuel and not much else, you can run out of light oil because you've got too much petroleum gas. But given that we're also making a flow of plastic and of sulfur, and those are moving, it's probably going to be all right. So let's get started with that.
Mike, could you do some wider negotiations on the east side to basically cut through there and there?
Yep, certainly.
Something just went pop quite loudly when you stopped talking. I hope that was just a sort of a random audio pop rather than something failing.
It's my knees.
Oh, okay, that's all right then.
It's because I'm almost as old as you are, you know. It's
Nah, you've just been aged by having kids. All right, that's that. Now let's put some highlights on.
Can confirm. Oh, okay. It's very cute. I was taking my older one to preschool, and she just turned to me and went, "Daddy, I love you." Completely randomly.
She said, "What do you want?"
No, genuinely, she didn't want anything because she's not quite got to the idea that you need to say that. She wants things. She just says, "I want this." She's not learned diplomacy yet.
It is a fairly complicated game, from what I've heard.
So I'm told.
Right, so there we go. That's going to get me some robo coverage up that way, and power and all that sort of shenaniganery. So now that means I can start thinking about how to actually make solid fuel. And I think it's fairly straightforward, but I can never remember whether you do it in a chemical plant or in a cheesemonger. No, in a chemical plant or an assembly machine. So there's a chemical plant for that one, and then maybe that probably means the rocket fuel is then done in an assembly machine. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, good. So that's fairly straightforward. We put one of these guys in down here like that, and then what's the rate for making these things? That's an important thing to check, because then you can find out whether you can just do direct insertion. So it's 1 second to make a solid fuel, and then it's 10 solid fuel and 15 seconds to make a rocket fuel. So it's close. In fact, it's sort of close enough. I don't know. I mean, it's actually a 3 to 2, isn't it? So if I have if I have 3 machines making solid fuel and 2 machines making rocket fuel from it, then that'll work. So it's a lot like the like making green circuits. Those and there it is. Except they're going to have funny speed bonus penalty things. Because these are a speed of 0.75, these are a speed of 1, so these are that bit faster. It's going to be close enough to just do 1-to-1, I think, in that case. So let's just do 1-to-1. I'm not quite sure whether it's spot on or not, but it's going to be close enough. So you do that, and then you do, where is it? That one. Right, if I do that, but if I move that across to there, then that's annoying. It'd be really nice to just run the pipe straight up the middle of all of these, like that, and then maybe do some shenaniganry with underground. Maybe I can actually... No, I can't do shenaniganry with underground pipes, because I could go down here and back up here, but then there wouldn't be room to put an inserter between them. I could move them slightly further apart. No, there still wouldn't be room, because I need to go into this here. That's a real shame, because if I could do that as is, that would be really, really neat. But no, short of then running the solid fuel round the outside, I can't. So that's a bit ridiculous. So instead, let's move this down one like that. Then I'll do that, and I can shove in long inserters along the middle of here like that. And I guess pylons every other one like this. I'm trying to decide if I like that or not. It feels neat having the light oil just coming up the middle in a single pipe. But this gap in the middle feels a little bit weird. Still, I think it's okay, and I'm happy to go with that. So there's a design. Let's make several of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then find the light oil and plumb it in there as well. So here we go. Here's the light oil. You go down this way like that. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. And, you know, we'll run it in with an underground pipe so I don't end up tripping over it and bashing my shins. There we go. Large USB fan on the router. That's a good idea, Gelquin. I like that plan. Oh yeah, we don't have any roboports, do we? Because everything is very, very slow. Oh. I say everything is very, very slow. Red circuit production is very, very slow over here. Where's my character? My character... Ooh. Right, I'm going to be cheeky and I'm going to steal some red circuits from blue circuits. Because there's quite a lot of them spare. There we go. And then I can get stuck on all the buildings. And then I can go to that machine and I can go all of that. And I'll make several. And that will hopefully finish what I'm trying to build at the moment. Right, so yes, that'll come along here, bum 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 bum, and then oh yes, over here I'm going to need a belt. So this is going to be producing one every mumble second. So a single, but I don't even need to worry about trying to put the trying to worry about side balancing the belt. We're not going to get enough coming through here for it to be remotely worth it.
Something was getting damaged on Nauvis. That was you, Mike?
That was me personally, yes.
Oh,
We have solved the issue. I like the way that something mechanical was getting damaged. That was me. Because as an engineer, I'm currently... I got all excited, and so I got Fortunate Son playing, I started the thing, I got my fire base going, I got a support team moving out, and then I realised the turrets don't move. I got really sad.
What?
It's going so well. Yeah, don't worry. It's Mark and I understand.
I think I roughly understand. I just also think you're being peculiar.
That's a given. I mean, yeah. It takes a certain sort of person.
Right, there's it. There. That. water pipes in the wrong place, but never mind, I can just get under it. Under there, under there, under there, under where? Where's this going to come down? Over here, okay. So that, like that. And I guess again. And then, just do it like that, that's fine. Right, so that is going to be rocket fuel in several years. Lots of the bots to do. Have we got? Oh, we still haven't got built up to all the way to over here, but that's fine. Well, it'll get there eventually. Oh, is that going to have enough coverage? Yes. Okay, that covers that whole area. That's, well, pretty much nearly the whole area. Okay, so that's going to eventually be rocket fuel coming down here, which means I can put the rocket silo, which may or may not be built by now. Let's find out. Rocket silo was all the way over here for dumb concrete-related reasons. We've got to 184 out of the 200 blue circuits. Great. Just see if you can find a playlist of songs that Donald Trump has been told he's not allowed to use anymore, because they're probably all fairly appropriate. Also, this light appears to be full of concrete juice. Right. So, over here, is somebody else taking charge of that bleep bloop alert? Good.
Yep, got it.
Put this guy here. And then want a belt coming down here, down the side. Carrying that, and hope this is going to break the limiter on there, but never mind. I'll fix that in a second. Red. Boink. Boink. Hold, read, hold, all. There we go. That's linked in. Right, so that comes down there. That's going to that's going to bring in the blue circuits and the and the rocket fuel.
And the electric engines.
Need to feed in there like that. Oh, and electric engines. Damn it, you're right. Thank you. There. Right. Blue circuits to the right. That's my fault for putting the electric engines on the same belt. I shouldn't have done that. That was silly. But oh well. Basically, the problem is I put this whole thing in too high up. I should have gone. I should have left a lot more space for the bus, basically. Which is why we normally build above the bus, because you don't even have to worry about it. But I didn't think it through properly. Oops. Where are my low dentistry structures? Here they are.
Do we not have purple chests yet?
Of course not.
Nope.
That's behind all kinds of science. Actually, I think it's only behind blue science.
Those purple or yellow or space or something. So you have to leave to get it? I can't remember though.
I thought so too, but then I looked and I think I might have been wrong.
Yeah, it's only behind blue. But it's behind having a space platform.
Okay. That's an interesting way of doing it, but okay. Sure, why not?
Or behind being able to make a space platform. Not sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Technically,
no, having placed one. That unlocks cargo bay. And then behind that, there's thrusters and logistics system.
okay. That's an interesting order, but okay. Right, got some blue circuits through. Right, so you need blue circuit loaders. Right, okay, that's all that stuff being fed in there. The next thing is going to be making all of the space stuff, which at the moment is just Space Platform Foundation, Space Platform Starter Pack, and that's it, I think. Because we've got the provisional rocket silo, we've got the another provisional rocket silo, we've got the actual rocket silo, we've got Planet Hopper, which you might want at some point. Oh, and we'll need a cargo landing pad at some point as well. Oh, it's another concrete mix thing. Oh well, never mind. Steel and electric cables, and then plus units. Okay. Let's make a landing pad. Let's make landing pads over here because I've got all the stuff I need. So I want you to make landing pad, steel, blues, and concrete mix. So that's that and that and this. So. Not that, but that, and let's make that less than. No, so let's keep that at 1 for now, because we have a massive shortage of input ingredients. But once we've got more, we can increase that. And you'll want one of those as well. Of course you will. Then, right, so these guys, steel plate and electric cable, fine. That and processing units. Well, I've got the processing units here. So let's put in... let's look at the numbers. So what I'm trying to make space platform foundation at the moment. There's multiple different, no, this is the one. So 20 steel, 20 electric cables, and it takes 10 seconds to make it. So we need 2 electric cables per second in order to keep this running at full speed. I don't think we're going to be able to do that because we don't have enough steel coming in, but for future proofing. Not that I expect this to be future proofing, but you know. So electric cables are made at 2 per half second. So 1, so I'll do that and that and that and that. Then this one in the middle can make me my electric cables. Then this one can make a space platform. So can this one. But then that one can then also turn it into starter packs. So I need to extend that to there. And I'll need to have a belt coming in here that is steel and... Let's move all of this down. Let's try to stop making the same mistakes again and again.
That sounds boring. You want to make the same mistakes lots and lots of times for chat's benefit.
So yeah, they can start going, no, you've already screwed up like that once before. Don't do it again. Goodness sake.
Why is he not learning? I must engage with his content to tell him how inferior he is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yes. It's all just engagement baiting, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't possibly.
And chat, we really want to understand what you think about this, so please do drop it in the comments, like and subscribe. Especially on Twitch.
Yes, Twitch subscriptions are a bit more valuable than YouTube subscriptions. YouTube memberships, I think, is the term.
Yeah.
Mark,
Yes.
the depot, you have blue belts. You want me to switch them to red?
Yes, please. Or just yellow ones for the depots, fine.
Okay.
I want to come down to here. But yeah, you'll notice there was other stuff in the way. As tends to happen when you're... Oh, there's still stuff in the way. I guess I could bring it down to...
Ooh, that was an unfortunate save.
Maybe bring it in here instead, like that. That. Do the belt merging here. In which case, I probably then want to move all of this across. So just remove that and that and that and that and that and that and that, like this. And that and that. And then bring this one down here. And this is... Oop, not the last bit. Oh, yeah. Don't delete the whole thing. What? Oh, yeah, okay, that'll do. There, that's the bit I wanted to keep. Right, so then this comes up here and goes across here and goes into there. This comes in here. And we try not to hate it too much. That goes to there. That shouldn't be there. That should be there. And then I can wiggle this through like this. And then finally, this belt in here. Ugh, that's very, very spaghetti, and I don't really... I tolerate it, I suppose. That'll flood down here. We'll get all of the copper, the cables, and get all the copper for the cables, the steel for these things, steel and blue circuits for this thing, and then we'll start making stuff. But I do need to put red circuits on the outputs for these, red chests on the outputs for these.
Where do we have concrete?
We have
Smelting area?
mix.
Oh,
Got concrete
right.
on the bus as well.
We do.
And in the logistics, it's in logistics chests, I think, but it will be once the logistics system gets out that far down there.
Oh, down there. That's all the way over. Yeah, all the way over here. Do we have? Yeah, we have a supply of concrete going onto the bus at least.
Yeah.
So that's not so bad. Oh, this is not roboporty. Let's put in another roboport. I think I'm gonna. I don't like leaving a. Let's put it there. As I say, I don't like leaving a gap, logistics gaps inside my logistics system. So I'll put that one. I'll put that one up there, even though it's a slightly odd place. And it potentially might get in the way of the bus. But then it's low density structures. They probably don't need to go too much further. Probably. I'm actually slightly surprised that these things didn't take low density structures. I think I must be thinking of space exploration though. Right, here comes the copper and also the steel, albeit very, very slowly. So you guys need to run until logistics network connect. What's a sensible number of space platform pieces to keep? Let's go for 200.
At least 12.
Let's go for 200 for now, I feel. And then we can increase that later if we feel the need. And also then over here, I think we only need one of these guys. What are you? You're the the starter pack.
I suspect it's 1 to 200 per rocket silo we have. Is how many platforms we want to keep stock of.
Maybe I have this sort of hope and theory that at some point we'll churn them out fairly. We'll be able to. We want to launch half a dozen rockets fairly quickly, so we'll need a stockpile of the gubbins. But then also, I suspect by the time we get to that point, we'll have rebuilt this whole system, so it should be all right.
Yeah, I think there's also the other possibility of. I really sincerely hope that Nauvis isn't going to be the be all and end all. As in, you will have other planets that do. Ideally, you want a distributed system where, and not just because you're forced to, but it actually actively makes sense to do things like iron production on a different planet to the copper production.
Absolutely, yes. I think that'll happen.
However, Nauvis is the safe spaceship building place.
How do you mean safe?
Well,
You'll
spoilers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. So when it comes to all the mods and so on, obviously that
It may change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may not be safe to build spaceships in Nauvis anymore. Over Nauvis anymore, rather. Regular doesn't like me leaving the trees inside my builds because he likes pollution. Probably. I don't know. I think I'm going to put in more blue circuit production. I think this is going to cause problems, or at least shortages of red circuits and green circuits and stuff at some point. But I think, even so, I think having some more would be a good idea. And there you go, I get rid of some trees for regular as well. And I'll put that extra piece of pipe in so I can copy and paste more easily next time. If we could get this roboport in there, I would appreciate it, because then I'd be able to start building things without it just...
We don't have any roboports.
No, why not? No, no steel.
No steel. It's just feeding through slowly. Good, it's not me having broken it.
Yeah, just very, very slowly. Very, very slow supply of steel. In fact, it's quite a slow supply of steel, and then it's being used in a bajillion places as well. So, yeah. I think Sophia's been blowing up trees quite a lot. He was asking for grenades for purposes of tree blowing up, so, yeah. There's a certain amount of deforestation has happened over here, if that makes you feel any better. What's the... Oh, it's a concrete. I was wondering what the blue... why there was a blue square around the depot, and it's bricks and concrete for decorative purposes. Okay. Do I have any pocket steel? No. Can I get any pocket steel? Not really. I mean, I could do a little bit of this. but oops, got some cogs as well. Never mind.
I've run out of ammunition and have to come home.
Yeah, I left you 1,000 there.
Thank you. I took 1,000 out with me.
I hope you've invested it wisely.
No one has yet complained about my investment strategy that they've been on the receiving end of.
I haven't listened to a single complaint, as they say.
Yep.
I'm going to make sure this goes where I want it by stealing it and doing it by hand. There we go.
Fairly sure it's Doctor Who where they says he's hiding in a body bag and says you need to put air holes in those things. He goes, well, we've never had anyone complain about it before.
Yeah, I haven't listened to a single complaint, I believe, is a Dilbertism. Or Dogbert, technically. Oh, now there's no power there. Fine, there you go. Have some power if you insist. Right, so we've got coverage down here now, so all of these will be able to start working. And again, they're just going to try and use up all of the steel, but Sylvie, are you using red ammunition, Mike?
Yep.
Okay, because there might be some problems with making that, given that steel is currently at a crisis. But it sounds like Marcus stockpiled quite a lot of it for you, so maybe you'll be okay.
Where's the stockpile, sorry?
Where it's produced, at the top.
Oh, so yeah. Okay.
Still two
There.
Roboport.
I know where that one is.
Short up here.
Yeah, no, yeah, thank you. I know what that one is. I just wondered if you had a separate stockpile, just like a ready store.
I think I might just have to go over there and do this by hand, because these getting robo. It feels very strange that getting the Roboports up and running is the difficult part of this build. So I think I'm going to go and steal some steel and hand feed them sods, because it's a bit of a ridiculous problem to be having, to be honest.
We have immediately gone up to 44
that's up.
Roboports, which is probably faster expansion than you'd have on single player.
Oh yeah, I mean I understand that we are using lots and lots of Roboports. And that is fine. Or at least we're using lots of steel for lots and lots of things, and that is again fine. I just want to claim some for my own purposes, and I'm being impatient and selfish.
A streamer, impatient and selfish. Surely not.
Next. At least I haven't put another feed off the iron supply with a little furnace there, cooking it into on site into steel to put it into the Roboport making. That might be going a bit far even for me. Also, we're short of iron as well, so it probably wouldn't help as much as I'd like it to. There you go, have some steel. How many steels does it take anyway? 40, it is, you're right, Tristan, it's 45 steel, 45 gears, 45 reds.
Yep.
1, 2, 5.
3, sir.
Thank you. I had every faith that an obvious Monty Python reference like that would not be missed. I just hope I'm the only person who's been putting out Roboports. Otherwise, there could be the bots might be fighting over them.
Oh, I'll remove that one then. I don't. It's general expansion rather than.
Yeah, I'm specifically trying to get the rocket stuff in up here, and two of them are heading over the right way. The third one is just not. I don't know. There is a Roboport in the box, and
There's a Roboport in that storage chest as well. That's possibly because I just cancelled a build.
Oh yeah, probably. Okay, well, I mean, if it's in a yellow chest, it'll get used up, so that's sort of okay. I don't see the bot taking over the third one for my request. Oh, of course it won't be yet, because it doesn't know about that third one, because the second one hasn't been placed. And the only reason it knows about the second one, despite the first one having not been placed, is because it's a corner and a diagonal. Which I suppose technically means I don't need the one on the corner, but it feels sort of wrong to not have it there. It'll happen sooner or later anyway. I was going to start fiddling around and putting the webcam stream feed back onto the stream, but it occurred to me if I do that, you'll just suddenly get a full screen shot of my face, and nobody wants that. At least not without warning.
How many? Oh, they're all gone. Never mind. That answers that question.
Yeah, I don't know where the fourth one has gone. There are a number of bots heading over to the area that I asked for some building to happen. In fact, we've got partial logistics coverage of it now. I don't know about the the robot port, but it'll probably turn up sooner or later.
Chemical plants. Roboport. Okay, I'm going to place another one.
Persistent has done face purple, wide eyes. Oh, that's what it looks like. Okay, fine. I had to go and look on actual YouTube rather than the restream thing. It just tells me. It just gives me the text for the name of the emoji. So it just says face purple, wide eyes. Okay, so we've got right. We are now starting. We are about to make our first rocket fuel. Well, we are currently trying to. Just need all, and we'll get some more being made once we get some more machines along here. But you know, it's a step in the right direction. Oop, 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 oop. And drum roll. How close is it? Still only halfway through. Dumpty dumpty dum. Where are you going? Oh, you're taking out trees. Fine. There we go. First rocket fuel made. Yay! I wonder if that's one of the milestones.
Apparently not, nice. Because you didn't get one.
Didn't get a pop-up. Yeah. Okay. Oh well. I mean, have I fluffed the numbers here? 1 per second. Yeah. And using half per second. I have completely fluffed the numbers, and I don't know how. I didn't think they were going to be precise, but I didn't realise they're going to be quite that different. Oh well, never mind, to be honest. We can just have idle. Or actually, what do you think? What do you think? Should I probably should. No, let's fix this.
I think you should fix it based on some of the comments about my builds you've made over the years.
Okay.
So I'm spotting a thing here. Mike's done this, and you'll notice that the ratio, instead of being 1 to 2, is 1 to 1.199999999, and this is obviously a lack of skill.
I think you had an extra. I think you messed up what your criticism there, but I know what you mean, and I don't entirely disagree. So yes, all right, I shall fix.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll take all of that and we'll move it to there, and then we'll take out that and that and that and that and that. Oh no, we won't undo that. And then once that's happened, I can move all of these along by magic of robots. In the meantime, I can get rid of that and 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 that. And
Mark.
Yes.
The blueprints for the trains. Did you not include radars?
I did not indeed. Yeah.
Where would you like me to place the radar?
That and that and that and that.
Let me see what's to cover this. Any suggestions or?
I haven't thought about it much, but I'm guessing one of the corners of one of the roundabouts. Maybe at each roundabout, actually.
Yeah, in the middle of the roundabouts.
Well, not in the middle, because there's not a power pole there, but...
I mean, there isn't a power pole anyways. Yeah, middle is quite too far.
No, I'm thinking something like this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the with that you cannot you might end up with like 4 radars at each intersection, because you could rotate and blueprint the others, you know.
Right.
I'd rather have it rotational, symmetrical somewhere.
Yeah, in that case, I mean, we could even boop 4 of them down, right? Like one in each.
Yeah.
Whatever.
How about here, on each side?
Sure. I don't think it fits though, right? So.
No, it doesn't.
Chop.
I also thought about like having it like this.
Yes. Yeah, let's do that, and let's add the radar on the other side.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Someone's put down hardwood flooring around the whole wooden production area.
Yep.
It looks sort of appropriate. I'll yeah, why not?
So Tristan needs a new job, right?
I am currently sorting out Chests of Shame.
Okay.
So Tristan has a job that will keep him going for quite a long time.
You did the electric furnace, right? Like last time?
Uh,
That was
Yeah,
still open here?
Pretty sure
Yeah.
I remember talking about electric furnaces in the.
Okay.
Oh, actually.
I
No, that might have been in the
don't-
research. Sorry, I take it back. No, I think I'm thinking of the research, not the building. I don't know if it's been done.
I can do that as a diversion.
Okay.
Nope, hasn't been done. Right, are you working now? Yes, you are. Lovely.
Rocket fuel.
So
Right, that's all the nests from that one
So you're
done.
making-
Blimey, that was a
so you're using-
painful one.
halfness. It should be balanced. Doesn't seem to be, but these are all still stopping. I'm not quite sure why. Yeah, have I messed up here? So there we go. If you look in here, it says crafting speeds 10 oil to make 1 solid fuel per second. If I look at this one, it's using 0.5%. I've done it the wrong way round. Oh my goodness. Ah! I have spectacularly failed there. Ah. I might actually deserve Mike's mockery for once.
Oh, yeah, you always deserve my mockery, don't worry.
Right, let's try and get this correct this time, shall we? So take out that one, take out that one, and that one, and therefore lose that, and that, and that, and then, right, so we've got, this one is then going to be feeding to both of these two machines, this one is going to be feeding to both of these two machines, this one's going to be feeding to both of these two machines, and then I need to get my pylons in a row, like that, and look at that, and we'll take out some spare pipes to tidy things up a little bit as well. Ugh.
Alright, Mark, I've added the radars. Let me know what you think.
Yeah?
It's been a long day. It's been a long week, and it's only Monday.
In fairness, given how warm it is,
It is, yeah.
like,
It is now down all the way to 27 degrees in here, so it is much better than it was when I started. I don't even know what it was at when I started. But also, I've stopped running around now. I've been sat down, so I myself have cooled down as well. So things are, temperature-wise, things are much improved from the way they were when I started. But still, whew, it's definitely been a toasty day. Yes, I appreciate the implication that I can use the weather as an excuse.
well, you know, some of us need all the excuses we can get.
This is one of those times where I kind of wish I was over here managing this rebuild, because things would have happened much more quickly, and I could have doing things by hand is quicker, basically. Little things like trying to get this pylon in the right place. Well, it has to go there. Oh, actually, no, don't need to do that. I can move that one across like that. There we go. And these inserts all seem to be okay, which is a little bit bizarre. Oh, that one's powered by this. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. Yes, rocket fuel production has just, or will have doubled once all of this has got placed. You're quite right. So it is actually very worthwhile. Why is that? What? Never about that. It's clearly not needed. Yes,
Laurence, you may now include the defense in your next video.
Hooray! Awesome, thank you. Yeah, the aircon doesn't
Oh,
actually point at me, unfortunately. One of the things
Should
I
we
need
go
to
up
do
here?
at some point is do a bit more cardboard engineering to build a duct.
Yes.
I'm gesturing because I'm so used to having a webcam, but build a duct going from the webcam, going from the aircon outlet, pointing round the corner of my desk, so it just sort of blows at me rather than blowing just sort of just into the room in general, and that'll make it a lot more effective. I mean, it won't make it any more effective at bringing the room's temperature down, but it'll make it a lot more effective at. Yes, thank you, Tristan. That's a good idea. Make it a lot more effective at bringing my personal feeling of what the temperature is like.
Maybe a bit more back, even. Yeah, better.
Yep,
Sorry.
that's right.
Right. Oh, we could do some lights over here in the whole oil processing area, couldn't we? Let's do that. If I can find the things.
Maybe like this.
Balloon.
Yeah, that's...
Balloon on a stick. One there.
But we have electric furnaces. We currently have 9 of them.
Okay.
Boink. Boink.
That's going to build to 500.
Boink. 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 This is apparently the noise that me putting down balloon lights makes. Boink, 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 boink. I'll put more in over here, but there's no power. So,
I've put a bit of ammo on each one, Mark. Do you want me to... How do you want me to kill off the wall?
A second?
How do you want me to finish off this bit of wall here? In that way, or down there like that?
Down there.
Down there. Yeah, okay. Do you want to copy and paste another thing over it?
Yeah,
there.
sure.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah, I mean, you've got designs and so on. Cool. Can't call?
Right, so from that.
Right.
Oh. Heck. This is not how it's meant to go. Oh, it's this bit with the stupid and the difficult and the more high glove. I'm just going to go over there and do it by hand, because if I try and do this remotely, then well, I'll just end up putting iron ore into the rocket fuel or something like that. In fact, I'm slightly surprised and quite glad that didn't happen. Or possibly rocket fuel down into the iron ore. That'd be equally silly.
I've just realised that on the map, the crude oil has an absolute value rather than the percentage rate.
I noticed that.
Ooh.
I haven't found an explanation. But if you look at the patch, as opposed to the,
And it does say
tag,
the
then
patch
it has a
has,
percentage. So I'm kind of looking forward to finding out what happens when one of them runs out. Oh, hello, Raiders. Hello, Swan, and how many of your friends? Welcome.
Hello.
Good to have you here. Thank you very much for joining. This may look just like I'm messing around on Nauvis with some random friends, but no, we have actually gone. No, I don't like Mike. No, I kid.
Hey.
Sorry, that was a bit harsh, even by our standards.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are playing what a mod set
We have
called
standards?
Planetary Pioneers, and yeah, apparently we have standards, which involves 20 different planets, which I shall such as well, these ones. But we start off on Lignumis. We've sort of finished off that one. We're now on Nauvis, trying to make a rocket so we can send somebody off to Maluna to get started over there, and then we'll just expand across the universe as things go. And yes, things are going. Yeah, I think things are going reasonably well. We've got a little bit of rocket fuel coming through now, and we have set up our factory. And yeah, so we've got. I reckon we've got just over 20 planets, just over 30 science packs, and somewhere over 100 or so mods in general. We haven't got a teleport mod. We do have the planet hopper launcher. So we've set up some self-imposed rules on these. But basically we've got this for getting us around easily between planets. But the first time we go anywhere, we're going to make sure we do it properly with a sort of combination of rockets and space platforms and so on. So we're not going because we feel teleporting is a little bit too cheap. The planet hopper, we haven't quite formed a strong opinion about it yet, but we'll see how cheap it feels and whether it feels excessively so and just unreasonably advantageous to use, shall we say. Okay, Chloe's just getting percentages. That's very odd because I thought you were playing with exactly the same set of mods that we are. I don't know. So yeah, something's gone funny there. So what we're talking about for reference is that over here, this we've got the mod that puts all the tags on patches as they're found. So over here, for example, it tells us we've got a 4.1 million copper patch there. So to just make it easier to just to spot them basically. And the other sort of nice side effect of that is when you have a patch that you've been digging away at, you can see over here, this started off at 3.9 million and is now down to 2.9 million. So we can tell how much of it we've used up. So you get an idea of how much the patch has gone. That's great. It works absolutely fine with most of our patches, including things like, trying to find one that we've used a good chunk of. There's okay. In here, you see this one it was started off as 335,000 and it's now down to 99,000. So we've used like 2/3 of that one. But oil patches are a bit weird. So this says 5.7 million, but if I mouse over it, then it says 1,920%. So those are not the same type of number. So it'll be interesting to find out as we carry on digging away over here whether this patch runs out. So at the moment it's 1,069% and 4.2 million. I don't know. We will find out as time goes on.
Laurence, you didn't connect the oil patch with the resource monitor.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that was a thing I was supposed to be doing. How do I connect an oil? How do I connect with a resource monitor?
There's like a old mobile phone symbol with 2 ears on it, or Alt Zulu.
Let's see if I can find the button as well, just to see what you meant by a phone with ears.
Like with 2 antennas on top.
Oh, there it is, resource monitor. Alt Y apparently for me.
Oh yeah.
So I just then boop a patch, do I? Does that boop the patch?
Yep,
Yeah, I think
that
so.
worked.
Yes, there's something there now. Okay, and it also tells. I see. It's at 64.1%. So we've used about a third of it already, if that's remotely accurate. I guess we'll see how that goes. Am I still quieter than everyone else? Okay. I'm using a different microphone than I usually do because I've got my aircon running and it's quite noisy. But the headset microphone is slightly better. I'll show you the difference. This is with the microphone I normally use. And that is a little bit louder. But you can probably hear the aircon in the background, like that. So I'm using this instead because it's a bit less horrendous.
I need more bullets. I was trying to add the uranium patch to the monitor, and it didn't seem to work.
There we go. I've turned them down a little bit further, so hopefully we're a little bit more balanced now.
Just do that.
Thank you.
We have a very healthy supply of light oil, so I'm going to attempt to change that by putting in a lot more oil, rocket fuel production. So get all of that. I think if I just copy the whole lot, then probably it'll work if I just shove another copy of it in over here. Okay, I need to put in a bit more pipe. Oh, and there's cliffs in the way. We're not going to get cliff explosives, proper cliff explosives, until we get to Vulcanus, are we?
Grenades it is.
Just use the grenades.
Yeah, but I need to get all the way over there for that.
You're in the logistics system, aren't you? You can request them.
Oh no, I mean I need to go all the way over to where I need to blow stuff up.
Oh right, yes.
I was going to say I have got the grenade. Oh, I haven't got the nanobots, but those I can request by logisticity. So let's request.
Sorry, Mark, do you want me to add the trains like this? Or do you want to spare? Do you want some fluid wagons as well, or is that a different detail?
No. Just that for now. Yep.
Cool.
Okay, so down
Actually,
here.
my system doesn't work with fluid wagons yet. I'll have to think about that.
20. Only made. How much steel does these take? 20. Okay. Right. So yeah, we've made 20 space platforms so far. We have not made a space platform starter pack because that requires steel and 60 space platform foundations, and we have massive shortages of steel still. So I can leave it ticking over, but it's going to be a while till anything useful happens from that.
Laurence?
Yes.
You added 2 oil patches.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I added it twice. Sorry.
Yes, so you can delete one, and if it's not covering all of it, you can just, there's a button, the plus symbol, the rightmost button of the line. You can just expand if it doesn't recognize the whole patch.
Okay.
Top left, the symbols up there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Right. Yes, that. Do you... background. I feel also. There we go. Right. So I've actually got 2 crude oil patches in here. Yeah. There's different amounts in the 2 of them. So let's delete 10. No, let's delete 9 because I put 10 in. What? Oh, I see. There we go. Right, so I've got a crude oil patch. It's 63%. I don't know if it's got all of them or not. It's kind of hard to tell. No, rephrase that. I don't know how to tell. View the site. Well, it's there. Okay. I could delete it, or I could expand the site. There we go. So if I just say, can I just drag across it? Yes, I can. So there we go. We've got number 10, crude oil. 5.5 hours of crude oil left.
Okay.
Okay. That's not too bad. That means it'll run out sometime during next week's stream, probably.
Mark,
Yes.
I'm about to place another city block.
Yes.
And it's asking for input and output types. So what do I do with those?
Yeah, basically per in the blueprints places the northern and southern station. One as an input, one as the output station. So you have to basically decide what items do you want to produce in that block.
If I don't put anything in, can't we just blueprint over it and decide later?
Yeah, sure. That should work.
Chloe points out that we have plenty of iron ore and a shortage of steel, and therefore we should, expand production.
What is this logic that people are bringing to the table?
And we actually do seem to have enough iron at the moment. So iron is caught up probably because there's a shortage of something else, like probably steel. But yeah, we could potentially put in maybe. So I guess we could. So there is some spare iron ore coming. Well, there is excess iron ore coming in along here. There's more than we need. We could put in another row of pulverizers across here, and then I guess we'd need another entire row of iron production because we do seem to be using all of the pulverized. Well, actually, no, we don't. Not quite. Or alternatively, I could crack off one of these belts, this belt here, and bring that down and feed it into the steel production down here, which currently has plenty of capacity, should we say. We've got, well, actually, that said, down here, we've got theoretically to I could come and mess with priorities. Have all of this coming through this way. We're not getting a solid. Yeah, there's. I think the prioritization up here is bad and should feel bad. I propose I come over to here and put in proper balancers, because you might notice that the belt on the right along, or actually no, if I just prioritize to the right on all the outputs down here, then we should get a bit more flowing through. Yeah, I'll just do that. So you, output priority to the right. Same for you and you, and I seem to not have alt mode turned on. There we go. So now we should have, yes, there we go. We've got a solid belt coming down here. We've got a solid belt coming down here, solid coming down here, and there's still plenty on this belt to keep this running. So we could even expand it further. We're still using up all of this, so that's because we've got an input priority there. So that's better. That means we'll get more iron ore flowing in here, therefore we'll get more crushed coming out. So that will hopefully boost us up a little bit and get us slightly closer to having a bit more down here and a bit more coming in here. I guess we'll see. Yeah, a 5 to 4 balance would be quite good.
Mike, how's your bicycling?
Yeah, it's going, thanks. It's
Yeah,
the whole with they're getting tougher faster than they're dying.
Yeah. Do you need the hand?
I could do with another few thousand ammunition if that's alright.
We haven't got the steel for that, I don't think. Or
Yeah,
at least if we have, then that's why we don't have the steel for anything else.
So the more serious thing is, do we have damage upgrades to make the damage levels of each thing go out, or I don't know about shooting speed because it's not DPS that's the issue. It's cost.
It's just D.
It's cute.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right, so
Because we have a rocket ready.
Ooh.
that's quite exciting.
I mean, there's like 2-3 more nests.
I guess we can't actually do anything with that until we have a space platform thing ready, though.
Yes.
There is.
I think
What's missing for that?
iron. Sorry, steel.
Okay.
So yeah, there is a major problem with the steel. We
Yeah.
have enough iron at the moment. At least the belts are full and not flowing solidly. So the factory has enough iron as of right now. I've increased steel slightly by fiddling with some of the priorities, but that's only that's a bit of a half-hearted cobbling together. But it does mean we're getting slightly more iron going into steel production, but only slightly. To actually fix it, we probably want to put in an additional steel smelting stack and steal a load of the iron, or maybe even put in more pulverizing and more iron processing and more steel processing. But the question is at this point,
Yep.
is it worth it?
We
Is it
can-
worth doing? And the
I think
answer's
it's
probably
worth
yes.
doing because we want to do like 2 spaceships, probably like a white space science plus a Lignumus ship plus a whatever
Okay.
new moon we go to. So
Okay, I shall. I'll put in another crushing facility, and then another iron production facility, and then another steel production facility on top of that. So that's going to. I'm proposing I'll put in the crushing here because that makes perfect sense. It just goes on top of the existing ones. Then the iron one on top of here because again it makes sense in the same way, and then probably just put the steel on top of that because I think it's easier to do that than to pipe it off to somewhere completely different. That's the part that sort of is potentially open to debate and you might dislike.
The crushing could be just expanded to the left. There is room for that.
I've upgraded some.
But then I'd have
belts as
to
well.
upgrade the belts to do that. But that is also a possibility.
But that's just the belts locally for those.
Oh, filthy hacks. I mean, it works.
What are you filthy hacks?
Oh. So I was doing a Firebase and then moving in myself. Mark's just dumped down 40 tanks in the center of the. It's like, oh, what is this hacks?
Yeah, I'm still not sure how I feel about that. It's definitely.
I know.
It's cheesing it a little bit, but yeah, okay. Let's put in some. Let's do some red belt upgrades over here. I'll manage. I'll handle the inputs to make it all run a bit faster, and then so we'll have twice as much coming through, and then twice. Yeah.
I don't know if it won't be twice as much. Although with more crushers added, it would be.
Yeah, I'll put in more crushers as part of that.
Cool. Yeah. Those red belts may need extending further then. I just
I did a mistake.
There's a mod for that.
You did. It worked anyway.
Oh, actually, that bit technically doesn't need to be. It's these ones in particular. Where are you going? Worry about that another time. That needs to be upgraded. That needs to be upgraded. And then
talking about this one.
Want that again over here. That. To be honest, I don't really want it with wooden pylons, but as long as we have some wooden pylons, I'm not going to worry about that too much.
We do. I turned down the amount we're going to craft.
Okay.
But
right, let's try and follow these belts then. So we've got the crushed is coming through up to here, and it's also been brought down to here. So it's going out along these two belts. The first one goes down.
So I was thinking there and there's defences.
Other one goes.
To be able to scout past it and see what's.
No, I would say that.
Not prioritised. Okay.
Yeah.
There's also this one. Oh, okay, so I need to upgrade both of these. Fine.
I assume you stole all my ammunition?
Oh, probably. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Just
that,
help me with the next nest.
Don't care about that one. But I do also need to then paste this in here. Do you think there's even Roboport coverage down here? Because I know that was a. Oops. I know that was a.
Yeah, out to the right hand end. Not
okay.
to the left hand end.
Not to the left. Yep. Okay, so I'll need to put in more Roboports as well. Fine.
Yep.
How can I do this that isn't in a way that is more horrible?
We don't have any, but yeah.
Okay, we don't have any Roboports, we don't have any steel, and we don't have any steel because we don't have any Roboports. Good. I can't see the corner. Okay, got that now. That goes there. Those two should be the right distance apart, so I should be able to do that, and that, and typical. It doesn't fit. I'll put one there then.
Yeah.
Paste.
That is then. Or there's a expansion squad just here.
Oh yeah.
Have you got power? Yes. Have you got coverage? Virtually. I'm gonna have to put one in here, and I don't like that because it doesn't really fit. But I'll do that for now, and I can always move it later if there's a problem. Do we change the map generation from the time I uploaded the save game on Discord when you guys got Nauvis?
What?
Also in patch. That's interesting. No, I don't believe we did anything with you should be more careful around worms and spitters. We certainly intended for it to be the same save game, so it shouldn't have changed. Although we did remove a couple of mods. We removed FNEI, and we maybe we added a couple of extra mods. I did update the save game at one point. So maybe in a combination of all of those things, that's messed around the patches. Sorry about that. The whole point of the save game is so that you can play along in exactly the same world as us. So if I've messed that up by adding in an extra planet and that's thrown off the generation, then that's a bit rubbish. So yeah, sorry about that. We had a stream drop a little while ago. Regular. It was I don't know, about an hour ago at this point, I think. I don't see anything that tells me my duration at the moment, apart from the one in OBS, which says an hour, almost 2 hours. So that's clearly from when we actually started. I think it's about an hour ago. So the stream did drop then, but I don't think it's happened again. Okay, Chloe is telling us we are missing crucial information that's been changed from normal space age. Well, I guess we'll probably find that out at some point, and I look forward to it with trepidation.
Mike, can you bring some grenades?
Grenades, yes. There were like 200 on my body.
Oh, okay.
No wonder you blew
I should
up.
bring more. Yeah. It was so hot they cooked off, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Can I
built
steal
the
from your
tanks
body?
yet?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can try.
Careful, he might be lying on one with the spoon removed.
I can.
Oh, no, pin removed. If the spoon was removed, it would have exploded. You know what I mean.
I assume there was a question about tanks with guns, Severe.
Yeah.
We don't have them researched.
We have tanks with oil, but not tanks with guns.
Yeah.
Or tanks with water if you want. All these things are possible. But not guns. Oh, it's so far from one end of the factory to the other. Ah. Right. That. Have that. Oh, I just dumped all my steel into making low density structures. Let's not do that. Oops. So what's that done? What does our steel production look like? Let's have a look. Let's see if I can spell steel first. That'd be a good one, wouldn't it? Over the last hour, hot steel production has gone from 360. It dropped off quite a lot. Then it bimbled back up a little bit to 338. So yeah, we're still having some throughput problems. Presumably this must have been I don't know actually. Why would it have been better before and then dropped off? That suggests there was an input problem.
So you're getting through buffers of ores.
Yeah, maybe. But there's quite a long time of it running at the higher speed before it dropped off. So I'm not sure. We've got quite a lot of this.
I have concerns about a build that has your name over it, and I don't know if it's broken or is supposed to be doing something and I don't understand.
So is that me? Did you say?
Yeah.
That does look broken.
Is
it
it
looks
that
like
it's crushed coal, and that is upsetting it?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess yes. I think the crushers. Yes, the crushers have picked up coal to power themselves. I'm surprised this was my do. I don't remember. I have no recollection of this place, as the saying goes. But it does have my name on it. You're quite right. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this was intended to produce sand. And has produced sand, and then also and then has gone. Oh look, there's yeah. So doing that and then removing the coal supply from it is going to be the way to fix it.
Yeah.
I'm both surprised this ever worked, and also
Well, the stone is closer.
yeah,
So,
true.
only
Oh, so
at the
maybe
top,
there's a stone
actually, no.
hiccup. But
It's only closer at the top, so
yeah.
I don't.
No, it's a weird one. That's the problem with having a burner crush. Maybe we only researched being able to crush coal relatively recently.
Maybe.
No.
No, okay.
You used it for oil?
Oh no, more
Oh, that's-
longer ago than that. But so
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
probably for doing the oil processing, or the plastic production. And
I don't recall it being a separate research, to be honest.
No, I'm honestly puzzled because this was clearly set up as a coal-powered stone crushing facility, but it has suddenly started crushing coal as well, and I can see why it's been crushing coal, but I don't see why it worked in the first place. I'm going to investigate this a little bit because I'm curious. So, crushed coal is researched with crushed coal is unlocked by oil processing. So when I built it, it worked, and then we unlocked oil processing, and now our crushers will crush coal as well.
Do I have a few more bells, Mike?
Yes, just not wooden ones.
Oh well, I feel better for having worked out why it broke. Anyway.
I'm just now looking at everything that feeds off from that. I'm inclined to just feed the coal and crushed coal into this splitter, or a splitter up there.
Yeah,
And just dump it back
give
in.
it to absolutely anything that uses fuel, and it'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
I'll bring you some wooden belts, Mark.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
Right. Do the crushers need their recipes set, or is it literally just chuck whatever in it? Just does it?
It'll chuck whatever in, and it'll try and which can go very badly wrong.
No worries.
So yes, the cable there. Right, give that a few minutes, it'll sort itself out. In the meantime, are we making? Yes. Oh no, we're not making roboports because we've run out of steel again, probably. Robos. There we go. Can make another 2. I don't know if that's going to be enough because other people might be expanding in roboport networks as well. In which case, there should be some sad. But yeah. So I especially said, oh no, I need 2 more, and I'm going to build 2 more. I don't see anywhere else where roboports are being put down, so hopefully that's going to be okay. And then we can, as I say, need to have steel to get steel. I think I'm going to run all the way back over there again now, and I'm going to have a look because those splitters and things are not going to be not going to be feeding in enough iron ore for all of the outputs demands, unfortunately. And I don't think even with the 4 belts coming in, I think we've increased it, or I say we. I think I've increased demand by enough that it's going to struggle. So we'll go and have a look and see what we can do. And on the way over, I shall grab some of these belts because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need them. I've got a load of undergrounds and I've got some splitters already, actually, so that's probably going to be fine. The disco science down here is fun. What are we doing at the moment? Okay, we're doing red, green, and grey at the moment, which is apparently at least reasonably good time. Right, let's see. Down, so no, still not quite far enough. Got to walk another block all the way over to down here somewhere so that I can get to all of that. Can I build any of this on my way past? Do I have any of the large pylons? I've got 6 of them. Go on, bots. Do your thing. Oh, do I not have bots because I've been doing... No, I do have that set up, and I still have 10 construction bots. So I don't know why my bots are being lazy. I've got roboports turned on. Maybe they're already being brought out from elsewhere. Let's see if these get built. Yeah, okay, yeah, the bots are fine. Might as well do some of this place by myself, because I've got all those belts that I grabbed earlier, as we saw, and it's a lot quicker to do things yourself sometimes, especially when it's a long belt run like this and you've got long reach installed. It's much quicker to do these sort of things by hand than I've run out. It is generally much quicker to do it by hand than waiting for the bots to turn up with everything, at least until you run out of stuff. So here we're going to get this belt is going to get, assuming we can get red belts all the way through and the whole system works nicely, we're going to get both of these two and a bit of this one being put onto this belt by priority. Now there's going to be a little bit left over. It's going to go onto this one, and then all of this one's going to go onto this. So we're going to get 1.5. No, we're going to get just over 1 going onto this one, and then this one will be prioritized onto here. So we are going to upset the iron production here, but to be fair, yep. If you can't make more iron. Sorry, you can't make more steel without using up more of the iron ore. And given that we're using most of the iron ore coming in already, there's going to be a shortage. So I think for now it's going to be good to have more steel, and or have the problem be an iron shortage rather than a steel shortage. If nothing else, to make a bit of a change. You know what? I'm going to borrow that robot port from up there, and I'm going to put it in down here. Because at least now we should be able to start building everything. Well, I say we should be able to start building everything. So at least if I put that there, then we can power this robot port. And now, yeah, so we should now, the bots and everything should now be within robot port range. So the bots should come over and do all of the things. Unfortunately, we are short of 127 different things, and most of those are burner inserters.
Yeah, that's me dumping them out into wooden chests to say we don't even care about these at all.
Okay, fine. We've got a load of gold pipes.
Yep.
That might be a copy-paste mistake.
Nope, that's the same.
Okay. Shortage of red belts. A shortage of the blue circuits are fine. That was just me pulling them out of the network as well. Iron chests, probably Tristan again. Red undergrounds, red splitters. That's all around here. I might be able to help with that a bit though, because I've got some of them.
No, they're probably fine. Them probably also.
Oh, is that you as well? Okay. Oh, in that
yes.
case, we seem to have most of what we need. Yeah, over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll look happy.
We're short of 3 pistols. Can I help
Yep.
with that? No. Okay, yeah, it looks like things are pretty good over here then. So there we go. We've now got twice as much ore crushing going on. Which, interestingly, it does not seem to be. The belt is not flowing quite as solidly as I would have expected, which is a bit of a surprise. I was thinking that having gone from... I doubled the speed of the belt by going from yellow to red, and I've doubled the number of machines, so I was expecting this to then just go, right, okay, that's twice as much ore. Although that said, the input is flowing solidly. I think there's just a little bit of buffering down the end of it. Yeah, there's just a bit of buffering down the end of the belt, so that is running flat out. That's good. Similarly over here, yeah, that's going pretty solidly. So now we are jamming up down here a little bit, which is that's actually kind of a good thing, because it means we are still going to be feeding off a decent amount of the crushed iron off to be made into actual iron. Then along here we've got all of this flowing through here to be made into all of the hot metals coming through here. This seems to be there's a jam in the middle of here, so there's a bit more upgrading required on this belt. So let's finish that one off, and that one. So those can get those running at full speed, so we should get a bit more iron coming through here. So we've got one solid red belt in 2 halves coming in of the crushed iron over here. Well, very nearly coming in over here. Then that should turn into a solid red belt of iron coming out down through the middle of each of these, and then therefore 2 solid red belts of iron. We've got 1 belt of iron going in over here to be made into steel, and then 1 other going off up here to be made to go onto the bus and iron things up there. So yeah, that has mostly worked, except I think I need to leach this belt off, and turn it into steel. Because look at it, you see how slowly that's running. So if I come up here, I need to put in another bank of steel cooking somewhere. So that means basically I need to copy and paste this and put it somewhere where there is a supply of coal and I can get the iron to come into it. The obvious place is here, but there's a copper processing facility there. I could put it in above here. That is certainly a possibility, but then I'm mixing up the iron and the steels. But I think Mark said that would be okay, and because it gets it in there, and we get our steel supply upgraded a little bit that way. So I'll probably do that. Or I could put it in on top of here, but it's getting a little bit crowded around here. Although there is, I mean, there is the feed of coal up here as well, so it's possible. But no, I think better to put it in above the steel, above the iron. Sorry. So I've taken a copy of that. I will lose the iron ore belt that goes up the middle. Actually, no, I'll go from here. Take that much. Oh, no, that's... Yeah, we're still going to need a belt for bringing the coal to the other end. Okay, fine. So put this in up here, the other way around. Like, let's try and line up the furnaces, because that sort of makes things look a little bit prettier. Put that in there. And then we've got the coal comes up along here, so I'm going to need to... Sadly, I'm going to need to feed that to the other end of the belt, like this. And then feed it in there. So that's going to come up here and feed in at the top there. Wait, what? How did this work before? Oh, I see. So there's a splitter in here like that, and then that goes that way, and then that comes along and goes up there. So that, yeah, that'll work. So we'll have the iron coming in here at a full red belt, and then steel coming out here at a yellow belt, because that's fine, because it's steel, it's much slower. So that red belt of iron, well, I mean, I could... It is the one I was planning to use is this one down here. So I'm tempted to... But it's all going to the same place. It doesn't matter. Let's steal that. Pun unintended. Bring it over here. There we go. And actually, this needs to then... This ideally then wants to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to 3. Do we have blueprints installed for... No, we don't. We don't have the blueprints for balancers.
Okay.
I've got one in my blue.